What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. Today I wanted to talk about one of the best kept secrets. I looked around and I haven't seen it discussed on YouTube. And I think it's because most of the guys on YouTube aren't aware of it. If they are, I don't know. But it's a topic that I think is going to be interesting to a lot of people, especially these internet tough guys, internet know-it-alls, internet level 5 killers. You know, these internet guys that are so worried about whose standings, is this guy in good standing, and they're out here on the streets, have no intentions of breaking the law. And they're worried about the craziest, stupidest, most frivolous shit that means nothing in their life. I want to talk about, and this is now the shoe shut down. So things are different, right? However, back in the days, back before the shoe was shut down and everybody was let out, as I've discussed and as you may have heard on other channels, there is something known. It's not something rare, especially amongst the Southern raza. There is something known as dirty politicking, aka pencil whipping. Pencil whipping was guys that didn't like somebody for whatever their frivolous ass feminine reason, and instead of approaching that dude, they would write to whatever legend they were in contact with, and they would build a case against this vato, this other dude who had done nothing wrong, but this old feminine ass motherfucker didn't have the nuts to go and approach him about whatever he didn't like. Sound familiar? It's a lot of that on YouTube, right? But anyways, so they'll build up a case, and next thing you know, this vato has no idea, and then he gets hit. Something happens to him. Then while he's in the ad seg, trying to defend himself, get back out there ASAP, get a Sally, he gets validated. He gets slammed down by the California Department of Corrections and identified as a member or an associate of one of the big four groups. And we're going to say, well, the Southerners, you know which one that is. And he gets slammed down and gets sent off to Pelican Bay to die in the dungeon. Because back then, you weren't getting out, right? And he would get up to the bay, and he could land in a neutral pod, meaning not a pod that had anything to do with whoever put the green light on him. And you know what happens in some of those cases? And this is going to blow the mind of these wannabes. Vatos will have sympathy for him because they know, like, this vato got dirty politics. And there are some occasions, I've witnessed it, where they'll whisper in their ear, "Hey, Holmes, stick it out, eh? Just stick it out and stay on your toes." They'll give them that advice. Stick it out and stay on your toes. And you know what happens to that vato? If the doors crack, vato's got to rush them. And it happens. And they handle their business. And they understand it's business. And then it could be 2 years, could be 5 years, could be 8 years. They sit up in that dungeon, man. And then whoever put the green light on them either dies or they fuck up and they get a green light put on them. And once that happens, this vato who should have never had it on him, who should have never been in so-called bad standings, it's cleared up. He's back. That's a fact. That's a reality, and it's happened on more occasions than people would believe. And that's why I laugh about these vatos that are so, they talk about stuff they have no inkling about. Different factions have different rules. When you're fucking with them factions that have somebody above somebody who's above somebody who's above somebody, then maybe they don't have situations like that. But when you have a faction where everyone is equal, one can't override the other. You can have discussions. They can have discussions and try to work things out. But sometimes somebody is so mad at somebody where they're like, Charlie, he's going to stay like that. And it trips me out because these vatos that talk that tough guy stuff out here, they know damn well they got homeboys from their barrio who never made their barrio look bad. And they know that vato got done dirty, eh? He ain't no fucking rat. He ain't no punk. And they do the similar thing that was happening up there. I'm not here to preach for anybody. I'm just saying it's a trip how people who get second, third, 20th hand information, why do they make content about shit they don't have first-hand information on? It's a foolish look. It might work for people that have no type of understanding of how the system works, but for those that have been around and really been in the game and really been around people, when people do that, it's like, this was a fucking weenie. And people should keep in mind that those behind the walls watch every one of us. They watch our content. And the vatos that are playing the tough guy shit, they know, orale, I can get some money out of that guy. That vato's infatuated. He's a groupie. He's a fan. He's a fan. He don't even know what the fuck time it is. Listen to what he said. And they're laughing. Hey, you're this fucking idiot. But they don't know it yet. And you know there's an old poker saying, if you sit down at a table and you can't figure out who the sucker is, it's you. That's a true story as far as this convict world. The convict world that people that never went there want to dabble in from out here. Stop it, man. For reals, eh? Stop it. You guys know if you're a successful businessman here on YouTube, there's good money in this, man. You can take care of your family. You can have a good life. Stop worrying about things you couldn't hang with. Things that when it came down to crunch time, you were like, no, I like my family. I like my family more. I don't knock that at all. You're smarter than the rest of us. You chose right. So stop trying to dabble in it now. It's just not a good look. The California Department of Corrections is the most treacherous system that you could ever do time in. Are there more violent places? Of course. Look at Mexico. They have a riot. Motherfuckers pull out AKs. Pull out handguns. But the way California is set up, you could have balls that drag. You could have zero fear in you of anything, anyone, anybody, whatever. That's only good for one thing. If you don't have this, you can't even move this. See, the brain moves the muscle. And there are people in prison who have figured that out. And they identify immediately who's muscle and who's brain. Muscle isn't impressive. That's replaceable. Brain. I've talked about this in a gang of videos. Brain is the most powerful thing. So I just wanted to put this out there and let people know. It really does crack me up when I hear social media tough guys speaking about things. You know, I watched something last night and I heard it. I don't want to say what podcast. I'm not into that. Even if I don't like them, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to make them look bad, and I damn sure ain't going to give them no shine, right? But they asked somebody about the raza from up north, and, he initially said, hey, Holmes, the raza from down south should really pay attention. Raza down south beefing on social media and beefing in rap is allowing these vatos from up north to spread their wings and get their money. And when I heard that, I was like, okay, he's getting it. At least somebody gets it. And then he turned around and was like, but on Minds, it's fuck them fools, this and this and that. And I was like, ching. So you don't get it. So you're never going to get it. So you're going to stay in a box. And this dude is like 0 views on YouTube, 0 views on his rap music. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why is he on the podcast? It's to create negativity, man. Really, it's just to create negativity. And this is why I don't watch any of these guys. It popped up last night, and because I saw who I saw on there, I said, wow, he's still around. Let me pop. And I listened to it for a few minutes, and I was like, oh, wow. Okay, so, maybe some people, he should put out a video today. Maybe somebody will go over there because of the controversy last night, and he'll run with it, and then he'll get trapped in the negative stuff, and all the trolls will support him, and he'll have a buzz for 6 weeks, 2 months. I can't do it, man. When I was into negativity, I was catching cases. I was in the shoe. I was like, that was my negativity, was like being a fucked up individual. I don't want to be that guy. That's why I make these videos, man. Let me be the example for you to. And I've said the saying forever. I've been saying it, man. It is not human nature to learn mistakes from others. Everyone always justifies in their mind why that guy got busted, why that guy's stupid, and why they're not. And then they wind up in a cell that's the same fucking size, eating at the same canteen, the same chow hall. Motherfucker, you ain't no smarter. I never saw a cell in prison that was for the guys that were smarter. They're all the same size. Same visiting room, same shower. You dumb fuck. Learn from my mistake. Learn from these guys that are on YouTube and social media that are trying to help you out, man. That are trying to encourage you to do something square. I will never, ever be impressed by a crime somebody commits, eh? I'm sorry, I won't. And I learned that as a youngster behind those walls from those guys that people want to impress that aren't impressed. All they see when they see somebody do something, say something, because they're listening constantly. All it is they're earning a designation. Muscle or brain. Muscle or brain. That's what they're hearing. That's what they're deciphering. I told a story of a guy who put in a grip of work and showed his paperwork to a legend, and the legend asked him, hey, Holmes, what was I supposed to get out of this? Because all I got out of this is that you're a fucking idiot, eh? He said, there's nothing in here saying you're making any money. Nothing about you moving money, moving dope. Nothing about you organizing something that's going to make me feel like we can do business together. Vato has 1,000 people willing to do something like that for him. Like that. Boom. Hey, Holmes, I need this done. Boom, bam. There they go. Anyways, some food for thought. Also, if you haven't figured it out, these gems that I try to hand you guys every day can be applied in normal life, average life, everyday life, whatever you want to call it, and help you succeed. At the end of the day, do not let your ego move you. Your ego will take you in the wrong directions, backwards. That's my video for today, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them. I'm out of here.